Good day, hello, welcome to our YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you data formats available in Excel, and this is the agenda for today. Firstly, we will show how to change the display format for data in Excel, and formats available in Excel with further introduction to each of them, and also we'll introduce some useful functions regarding to the conversion of format. So now let's see how to change display formats in Excel. Let's go to Real Excel. Okay, suppose I want to change the data format for this cell or this group of cells. What I can do is either come to the numbers in this drop down here. I can already specify that as general, number, currency, account, short day, long day, etc. All these kind of things. Or I can simply use one of the buttons here to show the format. To change the format I want, or I can simply click these buttons in the number group in this home ribbon. Then it will show me this format cell dialogs. This part of dialogs. In this dialogs, this tab here actually already tells us what kind of formats that is available for that in Excel. It can be simply general. General means that is not specifying any format. It can be number, currency, counting, date, time, percentage, fiction, scientific, text, special. Special means that you can actually there's some kind of special formats for some special purpose, but you can see that in English world, usually there's nothing here. Or you can actually custom the format that you want. And also in this format cell windows, you can change alignment of the cell. For example, you can go for web text, newer step, etc. And also change the font face, border, fill, cells, and production, etc. So now suppose I want to change this cell from from general to text format. I simply go to this format cell window. Let's start again. I can either click this button to go to the format cell window, or simply right click the cell, go to format cell window. It will bring up the same windows. Then I simply click on text. It will change this to text. Just to clarify one thing, although it just simply looks like that, it just moved to the left. It is actually different when you go to the back. When it's actually different for Excel, because Excel will actually consider this as a text, well, not a number. So what about change other type of formats in Excel? For this cell, for example, I want to change the font. I simply change the font name here, the font style, and also the size, etc. If say I want to have a very long I have a very long paragraph. For example, this is a texting message. And I can either change the column width for the cell, so that I can have full message, which is in the same cell or if I want, I can actually do a web test. To do a web test, simply click the web test button under this ribbon. Then you will have two lines, you can see that. Or I can actually go to format cell windows and then take this web test button. It will bring up to the same result as well. But in this format cell window, I can also change things like orientation to the cell. For example, now I change to a little bit funky, 47%, 47 degree, and see how it looks like. Oh, it matches. This is a texting message. You can see that it's all the way 47 degree. Okay. So what about in iPad? Let's go to our iPad window. Okay. To change the format of a cell in iPad window, you can actually go to, so in our iPad Excel, you can actually go to the home ribbon and then click ABC 1, 2, 3, this button. Again, once you click it, you can change the format, change to different format that you want. For example, general, number, currency, accounting, date, percentage, friction, scientific, text, and special formats. Again, it is actually the same. It can actually provide the same formats as that you're using in Excel, in PC Excel, but the only one that doesn't have is a custom format, which is only available in PC at this stage. So now let's have a look on how many formats that Excel can use to display the value and how do they actually stored in Excel application. Excel can actually present the same values in 11 ways. It can be as a general things, which means it's actually not specifying any format, or it can be a number, which means it will allow you to play something like 1,000 separator, etc. Or it can be a currency, which allows you to add the dollar sign, and also accounting. It can be a date format, in a time format as well, in a percentage, which means that it will multiply the cell value by 100 and then display the result with a percentage symbol. And also can be a friction, scientific values. It can also treat the number or treat the values as a text. And the last one is more funny. You can actually specify your own way to display the values in the cell. However, it is only specifying how to display the values in the spreadsheet, but it is not saying how to store the values. Excel only store the values in 3 different types, what we call as data type. In 3 different data types, it can be a number, it can be a text, or it can be a formula. So now let's go through an example for each display formats. For example of actual values of 1.5. If it's a general, then it is simply 1.5, nothing else. If it is a number, then it will be shown as like this 1.50. Currency simply have a dollar sign at the front. Accounting is also a dollar sign at the front, but you can see that the dollar sign is at the very beginning of the cell. Daytime. Now, this is very funny thing. I actually simply entered 1.5. Let's start again here. This format, if you right click to the format cell, you can see that it is I put as custom daytime. Okay, let's put a date first. Day and time. Custom, it can actually allow me to put as daytime all in one go. Example date, EMMYY, HHMM, SS, AM/PM. Then I can actually custom that this cell to display daytime together with AM PM timestamp. Okay. But let's say if I go to general, I'll see that this is simple. This is simply 1.5. And why does it present as 1st of January 1900 12 p.m.? Why? Okay, how does Excel store date? Excel actually stores dates or daytime as a number, as number of days since the 1st of January 1900. Say for example, just copy it here. For example, if say if I type 1st of January 1901, then we will see that it is actually stored as 367 in Excel, but Excel simply display it in the date format. Why 367? It is simply because there are 366 days and the year 1900, and the 1st of January 1901 is the first day after the year 1900. Therefore, 366 plus 1 becomes 367. So this is how Excel actually stores the dates. And what about PM? 12 p.m. 367.5 half day. Okay, this is how Excel store a date information. This is how Excel actually stores date information. What we call is the value of the date in Excel. Now, this is simply percentage. What about percentage? Percentage is simply using the actual value times 100 and put a percent at the back. And the friction is simply shown as 1 over 2. Friction for 1.5 is actually displayed as this. However, it is actually stored as 1.5 at the back. And scientific simply display the number in scientific format. And this is text. I'm going to demonstrate functions like isNumber, isText, value, and text. So isNumber is actually tells us whether the cell is actually a number or it is not. For example, you can see that here I'm referring to this cell C2. It is a number. If it is general, it's a number. If it is number, it's also a number. Currency is also a number. Accounting is also a number. Daytime is also a number. Percentage is a number. Frictions number. Scientific is a number. But if it is in the text format, the cell is in a text format, is a number? No, it is not a number. What is it? Is it text? If it is number, of course, then it's not text. What about this one? Is it text? It's another function, isText. isText actually tells us that whether this cell is a text or not. Yes, it is a text. So what about the value function and the text function? Okay, what is value for? Value is actually to convert the text into a value. Say for example, I want to value this one. It will become 1.5. but it is shift to the right. It is not actually shift to the right, but it is actually means that it's now a number. You can say 1.5, and to check it, we can actually use the isNumber function. isNumber C16 true. You see, we are actually using the value function to convert the value from C10 into a value. Sorry, to convert the value in the text to convert the text in C10 into value, and notice that number tells us that yes, it has been done successful and it is a number. So what about to convert to text? I can easily use the text function. It is a little bit different. The text function have two variables. You need to input two informations. The first one is the value, and the second one is the format that you want it to be. Let's say I want to I want to convert this number D4, again it's 1.5 into a text. So I have to say D4, and then I have to specify the text format. I normally Excel use hash to represent number. And the hash. Let's see what's difference here. If I simply say hash, it becomes 2 text because the actual value stored is 1.5. It has decimal points, and because I haven't specified decimal space, it actually round up the value from 1.5 to 2. Okay, I can put, in order to fix this problem, I should use a format, change it to hash dot hash. Then it will show up 1.5. Let's go for more a little bit more illustration to the format here. For example, I have a very big number, 98765.321, and now I want to convert this to a text. This one, the format 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on 1, 2. Let's see how it looks like. It will become 98765.32 because I only specified 2 space after 2 hash after the decimal space. It becomes only 2 space. It round up as 2 decimal points. So I can also use a thousand separator. You can see that it becomes a value. It becomes a separator. It's not value, sorry. But it's not really a text, so it is a number. Let's use this text function. To start with this one, true. It means that it is really, Excel really consider the value in this cell 922 as a text rather than as a number. It is not seen to you, but it is how Excel actually store the values, and in some case this is actually different. Also, in some case a same number as a text is different from the same number as a value. I will illustrate this later when we come to other functions like lookup functions, etc. If you have other questions regarding to Excel or general Office application, please feel free to visit our website at acaptura.com I hope this video is informative and thank you for viewing.